which is in a sense similar for non-euros as it's for euros.
Thank you. And now Silva Pereira from the S&D.
Thank you, Mrs. Chairman. Mr. Dombrovskis, you're very much welcome here. You will be in charge of coordinating, reforming and refocusing economic governance in the EU, namely the European semester. Of course, we very much welcome your commitment to ensure a stronger voice of this Parliament on economic governance and refocusing the European semester, strengthening its social dimension, the social pillar in particular, and also promoting the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, my question is exactly how are you going to do that? Are we going to have concrete targets on social and environmental policies? Can we envisage binding clauses to promote sustainable investment and sustainable development goals as binding as the ones we have for deficit and debt? Or is it this going to be still a minor dimension of the European semester and the economic governance?
Thank you very much for this question on sustainable development goals within the European semester. Indeed, the aim of our economic policy coordination is to achieve sustainable and economic growth, and we will have to look, as I said in the introductory remarks, of economic, social and sustainable issues as one. So this is a logic of integrating sustainable development goals. So there will be a greater focus on environmental sustainability and social inclusiveness in analysis as well as policy recommendations. There should be a regular monitoring of progress towards sustainable development goals targets within the semester. We will also put forward systemic considerations in policies relevant for green transition, like green investment, circular economy, resource efficiency, and just transition across all policy sectors. And also when putting focus on national investments, we'll put focus on sustainability, also building on the closer link between European semester and EU structural and investment funds. When we talk on binding clauses in European semester, as you know, we have macroeconomic imbalances procedure, so we'll assessing how to integrate sustainability into macroeconomic imbalances procedure, but we also have binding sustainability targets, for example, emission reduction targets in other policies like in Energy Union and like in our commitments to implement a Paris Agreement. So it needs to be seen in context of also other policies which will be putting forward in a context of green transition.
Any follow-up?
Yes, please. Thank you for your answer. One of the major challenges in terms of economic governance will be the response to the current economic slowdown. Now, the European Central Bank is asking for a more supportive fiscal policy, using the fiscal space available in a number of countries. My question is, do you agree with Mr. Draghi and Madame Lagarde about the need of a more supportive fiscal policy? And would you agree to reform the Stability and Growth Pact in order to introduce a golden rule to promote public investment as proposed by the European Fiscal Board?
Yeah, thank you for those questions. First, indeed, as regards the statements of ECB on the response to the slowdown of EU's economy, it's clear that we need to respond also through the fiscal policy. So yes, I agree to this statement, and in fact we'll be having already in coming days a policy debate also in ECOFIN Council and Eurogroup to discuss the right policy response. And as you know, in recent years we have put more emphasis on aggregate euro area fiscal stance as a measure. In this context on EU fiscal rules, indeed, we can take the work of European Fiscal Board on expenditure benchmark with a debt anchor and, as I put it, limited debt rule, limited golden rule, as a basis for our considerations. Of course, it would be important to build a broad consensus so that we agree on the way how we adjust and simplify our fiscal rules.